everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful Thursday, June 26 recap. Luna shares intent to harm Steffy with Will on video. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B. Recap for Thursday, June 26, reveals that Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K., continued celebrating their engagement back at the Forrester mansion, where Taylor wondered about Eric Forrester's, John McCook, reaction to their big news. Taylor looked forward to giving Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Massins Wood, and Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, updates before telling Ridge it was finally their time to be happy. At Forrester Creations, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, gushed over how glad she was to have Hope Logan, Annika Noel, at the company again. Hope still wished she could have her line back, so Brooke said she talked to Ridge about resurrecting it. Hope hinted about Brooke wanting a romantic resurrection with Ridge too, but she felt her mom deserved better. Brooke mentioned Nick Marone, Jack Wagner, visiting recently and telling her the same thing. Hope was pleased over Nick seeking Brooke out and hoped that maybe he could be exactly what her mother needed right now. However, Brooke was adamant that Ridge still had her heart. After Brooke played Ridge up as her destiny and said he'd come back to her, Nick appeared in the doorway. Hope gave Nick a hug and hoped to catch up with him while he was in town. Once Nick was alone with Brooke, he hinted about having something he needed to tell her in person, and Brooke eventually realized it must be bad. Nick confessed to what he witnessed at El Giardino, so Brooke was shocked over Taylor proposing and Ridge accepting her marriage offer. While Nick revealed Ridge and Taylor's engagement to Brooke, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, kept up her efforts to sizzle with Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, at her apartment. Will made out with Luna, so Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, struggled to watch all the kisses and hear him talk about their breakup. Steffy quickly reminded Electra that it was all for show. Despite how hard it was to witness all this on the video feed, Electra knew Will was stepping up to protect Steffy and her family, including Electra herself. Electra also bought reassurance from Deputy Chief Bradley Baker, Dan Martin, that backup would be waiting nearby for Will if things went wrong. Next on Thursday's B&B episode, Will pumped the brakes with Luna and claimed he didn't want her thinking he was just using her for a passionate encounter. Will pretended they could be something more and acted sympathetic over Luna's past struggles. After Luna ranted about Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, she gushed over finally finding her father. That led to Luna going on a tirade about that bitch, Steffy, crushing her dreams of having a relationship with John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin. Luna made it clear that she wouldn't stand for it and revealed she had a plan to make sure Steffy wasn't a problem ever again. At the Cliff House, Finn exclaimed over that comment being intent to harm. But it looks like Baker will insist they need more soon enough. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Will's risky scheme will come with some surprises, so stay tuned. Los Angeles shimmered beneath a cloudless sky, but inside Forrester Creations, the tension could have cracked glass. The air was heavy, charged with secrets and unspoken intentions. In a shocking turn of events that left fans clutching their pearls and gasping into their lats, Luna Nozawa finally stepped into the spotlight, and not with a fashion reveal, but with something far darker. It began quietly. The morning sun filtered through the sheer curtains of the design office, illuminating Luna's face as she sat hunched over her phone, nervously scrolling through messages. Her fingers trembled slightly. She had made a decision, one that could change everything. Enter Will Spencer. Yes, that Will Spencer, now older, sharper, and carrying a camera with more firepower than any tabloid reporter. With Bill Spencer as his father and Katie Logan as his no-nonsense mom, Will had inherited both the cunning and the conscience. And today, he was in the right place at the perfect or most unfortunate time. Luna had asked Will to meet her under the pretense of helping him with a school project on media ethics. Oh, the irony. But when Will arrived, Luna didn't want to talk about journalism or cameras. She wanted to talk about Steffy, and it wasn't pretty. With the door closed and the office empty, Luna began pacing. Her voice was low, trembling but determined. "Will," she said, "I need to tell you something, but you can't tell anyone." Alarm bells sounded in Will's head. He had seen enough of his father's business dealings to know that when someone starts a sentence like that, it's either about love, money, or revenge. Luna's eyes, however, hinted at something deeper, darker. "I think I want to hurt her," Luna whispered. "Who?" Will asked, half knowing the answer. "Steffy," she breathed. "I can't explain it fully yet, but she's taken too much from me. Too much from my mother, and I can't let it go anymore." Will blinked. "Luna, are you hearing yourself? You're talking about, what, revenge? On Steffy Forrester? That's not just gossip, that's dangerous." "I know," Luna said, her voice cracking. "I know what it sounds like, but it's been building, ever since I found out what she did to my mom." Now this was news. The camera in Will's bag was still running, unbeknownst to Luna. The footage was rolling, the microphone picking up every word with surgical clarity. "You know how everyone thinks Steffy is this glamorous, powerful woman?" Luna said, her hands tightening into fists. "She's not. Not to me. She destroyed my family. My mother gave up everything, and Steffy never even blinked." Will tried to reason with her, his voice calm, cool, Spencer smooth. "Look, whatever she did, it's not worth ruining your life. Or someone else's." But Luna's expression was unreadable. Equal parts hurt and fury. "What if it's already ruined?" she asked, her voice like a brittle branch. "You know what it's like to grow up in someone else's shadow? She gets everything. The name, the spotlight, the sympathy, even the forgiveness." Will exhaled slowly. "So, what are you saying? You want to go public? Start a scandal? Expose her?" "I want her to feel what it's like to lose something," Luna said flatly. "Not her career, not her image. I want her to lose sleep, to doubt everyone, to fear." It was a raw moment, a confession, perhaps. Or maybe a threat disguised as pain. But on video, it would be more than that. It would be evidence. Will was conflicted. Part of him wanted to protect Luna. He saw the sorrow buried beneath the bitterness. But another part of him, a larger, louder part, knew that what she was saying could unravel everything. "You don't want to go down this path, Luna," he said finally. "You think it'll give you peace, but it won't. It'll burn you up." Luna's eyes locked on his. "Maybe I deserve to burn." Meanwhile, across town at the Cliff House, Steffi was living blissfully unaware of the storm building in Luna's heart. She laughed over breakfast with Finn, the children playing in the background, her world seemingly untouchable. But back at Forrester, Will was holding on to something that could shake that world to its core. A recording, a digital time bomb. The episode closed on a split screen. Luna alone, collapsed in the chair, her face buried in her hands as the weight of her words settled around her. And Will, outside in his car, watching the video play back, Luna's confession echoing in the small space. The camera zoomed in on Will's face, undecided, anxious, but aware of the responsibility now on his shoulders. A secret this explosive couldn't stay buried for long.